Good morning campers, and welcome back to the Daily Meet. It is Tuesday the 24th of March 2026 and you are joining me in my workshop in South Lincolnshire in England, in the United Kingdom of Great Britain. And what a windy day it is. Very windy out there. It's quite chilly, about 12 degrees today. We've got no plan today. We've got a bit of a chill day. Need to do a bit of shopping. Need to take Bruno for a walk as always. So let's wing it today. Let's wing it. Let's see what the day brings. If you want to tag along today, you're more than welcome. So yesterday we were checking out the Avery P210. I've got sent this to take on a camping adventure on the main channel, and they want me to do that in April. So we're gonna put that away for now. Still got my All Powers R1500, but with a slow charging on it. I don't tend to use that much anymore. I've got some other power stations, but this is the current most used ones, especially the Vitamin Flash Power 1500. This currently is my favourite one. I do like the Avery. It's a bit of a beast. This is going to be good for the big adventures, but I don't know, just something about this Vitamin one I really do like. The only thing is with these two, they don't have the wireless charging. I do like using that, so I could just put my phone on the top, forget about it, and it's charging up. But this one is going back in the van. Plus, I've got the charger for the cigarette lighter, where I need to order one for that. So yeah, this is going back in the Meat Wagon today. Deep in the Manifesto workshop, we got a tow bar for a T4. A little bit crusty, it's a bit rusty, a little bit bent. Needs a bit of manipulation. Need to get rid of that rusty old bolt out of there as well. But with a bit of sanding and some paint, get some new electrics on there, a new tow bar cover. Yeah, we could get a caravan or a trailer or whatever, but it's there. I've had this knocking about for about 2 years. I will put it on one day, but just another option. Well, we are back on the road, using up some of that liquid gold, which reminds me we need to get some more diesel to make sure the Meat Wagon is topped up. And at the minute, it don't look like it's going down anytime soon. It's going to be going up. That ain't good at all, which is a bit of a hindrance from my plans on the channel and on the main channel with my little camping adventures. There's a lot of uncertainty at the minute, but all we can do is just keep soldiering on. And they're on about bringing rationings in with the fuel and lowering speed limits. Now I'm supposed to be going to Italy in about a week or so, and to be brutally honest, I think we're going to have to pause that at the minute. We'll keep an eye on the situation, but it's not looking good. And it's not so much the price of the fuel, it's the fact that I'm going to be doing several thousand miles and I don't want to be getting stranded. It's not the end of the world being stuck abroad, but I may need to be in this country. There's a lot going on at the minute. There's a lot going on in this crazy world. But we'll monitor the situation. And I've also seen that people are starting to panic buy. There could be lockdowns coming soon, and people are starting to panic buy food and water and things like that. So yeah, I'm not going to go out panic buying, but you still got to make sure you're stocked up on a few essentials, because remember what happened 6 years ago? Everybody goes crazy, the government do nothing, let the shops go empty, and then they bring in rationing. Yeah, funny that. And the same with fuel. The government are saying they're going to cap the prices or help with the fuel pricing, but so far they've done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing. And who's profiting off all this? But look at the bigger picture. What I generally try to do on the main channel is keep it as a an escape from politics and what have you, but at the minute it's going to be affecting my travel plans. See, look at that. This is my local petrol station, diesel 179.9. Yep, I ain't gonna bother going there. Let's do a Yui and we'll go somewhere else. But yeah, I try and keep this a fun zone. But at the minute, we just haven't got much choice. We've got to face facts that the world's not in a good place at the minute. Now look at that, 179.9, 149.9 for unleaded petrol. And I'll tell you what, that petrol station is normally full of cars. Yeah, let's keep moving on. Now, someone in the comments the other day said, with all that work that you've had done to the Meat Wagon, have you noticed any difference with the miles per gallon? Now, I'd probably say it is running better on fuel, but because you kind of get used to how much you put in on a solid price, you know, say like half a tank, I can sort of roughly gauge what my MPG is. But at the minute, because prices are all over the show, I ain't got a bloody clue. And as I just keep topping up at random times, I don't know what the MPG is, but I'd definitely say it is running a little bit more efficiently. I even notice it with the engine braking. The engine braking is very, very smooth now. It used to be quite harsh. I think the free-flowing exhaust, the free-flowing brakes where they used to be stick, it's definitely made a vast difference to the MPG of the Meat Wagon. I'll probably get around, on average, 35 to the gallon. On a good run, I'll get 40 plus. But for a 24-year-old 2.5 5-cylinder TDi, that ain't bad. Now, the one downside of living in the sticks is we're a good 10 miles or so from the nearest town. So if we want to quickly nip and get some petrol, we've got to travel a little bit, which probably doesn't help in the long run. It's obviously 179.9 there. If I travel 10-20 miles, I can get fuel quite a fair bit cheaper. I suppose it evens out in the long run. And I'll tell you another thing that I've noticed the last few days is there's definitely a lot less traffic on the roads. This is the A17 and it is normally very, very busy. I've also heard there's talk about the government bringing in temporary speed limits. Whether they will be temporary, we'll have to see about that, but they're on about bringing the speed limits down to 50 miles an hour on most carriageways. But again, we'll keep an eye on that and see how that pans out. With my style of driving, I tend to take it pretty easy in the old Meat Wagon anyway, and I generally don't go above 50, 60 miles an hour. We just cruise, and then we utilise that engine braking to utilise the efficiency. Let's check the prices at these double garages. 176.9 on my right, 179.9 on my left. Now this is Waplow. This is in between Holbeach and Spalding. Heading to Spalding Morrison's. We'll see what the fuel prices are like around there. And the BP garage as you head into Spalding, 176.9. Pretty sure a few weeks back that was 134.9. So that's gone up, what, 42p per litre. We'll do the maths on that and how much that would cost for an extra full tank of fuel. I think it's an 80 litre tank on the VW T4. A lot of money. Right, let's check out the price in Morrison Spalding today. It is 167.9. That's a bit more reasonable. And petrol 142.9. think that'll do us for today. I just need a little top up. Don't need to get too much, just a little bit of extra juice in the tank. We've got our little corner pitch. I need to be quick, so I've got Bruno in the van, so yeah, no messing about today. Let's get in Morrison's, get a bit of munch, and then let's get straight back out. I've just done a quick shopping trip in Morrison's, got some nibbles for lunch, and just going to go and take Bruno for a walk, and then we'll have a little chow down and some food. Need to get some diesel first though. Gotta get the diesel. Well, campers, we are deep in the South Lincolnshire wilderness, heading to a little car park I used to take my old Staffy to. I haven't been here for quite a few years, so we're gonna have a little bit of dogging action, and then we'll have a spot of lunch. Fortunately, it may be a little bit windy around here, so I'll have to put a bit of wireless muff technology on. But it's ideal for a spot of lunchtime dogging. Good little location, and you can also camp here as well. May get a bit shady at night, but it's okay. Just don't open the door. Just ignore them. Just don't look. Well, I haven't been down here for well over a year, and there's a lot of hardcore in the road. Some big bits of hardcore. So we're doing a bit of off-road hardcore action. The old Meat Wagon's loving it. Having a bit of the rough stuff. Oof. Or maybe not. As always, Bruno's raring to go. This is the car park. You can legit camp here. I've seen vans parked up in that little bit of grass there in the summer. The sun setting over the back there, and I remember there was some bloke there having a cheeky juice at his table out. He was drying his clothes, cooking a bit of meat. Yeah, good little spot. I have seen a few sketchy drug deals going on and stuff here in the past, but all in all, it's not bad. But we're going to wander up that way, and then that's the sea defence, about 25 foot high. But there's some beautiful views and some nice walks up here. Right, let's get moving, puppy. So we're now with the wireless muff technology. I think it's quite glitchy on this phone. I'm using the wireless mic that Bruno chewed a little while ago. So we'll see how it goes. This ain't got the full dead cat. This is just the light muff. There you go. It's quite a good little spot. I do like it up here. You've got some old World War II pillboxes. It's just filled with rubbish nowadays. Look at that. Beer cans and all sorts there. Ministry of Defence, keep clear, emergency access required. Oh, this has all changed. This is Nor. It's public footpath. This is Nor. Used to have to clamber up here. Then we've got some fancy steps. Come on, boy. But you can walk for miles that way, and you can walk for miles that way. Risk of fire quite low at the moment. So this is the Holbeach Air Weapons Range. Now this area just in front of me here, you're not allowed to go, because there could be bombs there. There could be bombs there. You could have your limbs destroyed. It's the air gunnery and bombing range. So going down there, not allowed. Bruno's loving the stairs. Need to get up here, puppy. Right, I think we're gonna have to go and pick him up. Yeah, he's loving it now. Yeah, loving it. Having a good sniff. There's a nice vantage point of the Meat Wagon. Plenty of parking down there. There's also a little road that runs just along the back there. You can park up there as well. Check out the view. it gets a little better over there. We'll have a wander in that direction. If you go that way, it's just straight for miles. But we're heading that way. Well, unfortunately, the microphone decided to turn itself off, and I didn't even realise. Well, it disconnected. So we got a little bit of footage, but yeah, all the footage I've got over that way was way too windy. But look, we've got a van by our back doors. Check this out. So you've got a van all the way up there. Obviously, bushland. You got all the parking over there. There's loads. Massive car park. You can pretty much park anywhere. But no, he has to park right there. Right there. Right by my back doors. But anyway, I'm going to have a spot of lunch and a cup of tea. I'm going to have a cup of tea, a bit thirsty. And Bruno's going to have a bit of munch and a juice also. You had enough of the juice? You had enough of the juice, boy? You got that all over the chair, yep, that's nice. Bruno's had a bit of juice. He's having some tasty treats. Oh yeah. Still got some chicken and liver ones left. May as well put all them on there. There you go, boy. That'll keep you busy for a little while. He's had a bit of a juice. He's all good. Right, so we're going to have a cup of tea. When I was at Morrison's, I got some battered chicken bites. 5 battered chicken bites. And some chunky chips. And we got some salt, vinegar, and a bit of ketchup. That should do us. There you go, campers. The tea's brewing away. And we got some chicken bits. Battered chicken bits. And some nice chips. Anyway, bon appetito, campers. Actually, quite good chips, and they're still warm. Right, and as for the chicken bits, a nice bit of breast in my mouth in the afternoon after a very windy walk. Well needed. Yeah, they're pretty good. And again, they're still warm. So we've moved to the top of the hill away from backdoor entryman. That's where we went for a little walk. We walked up there all the way down to the very corner, and then we went towards the wash. The tide's out, so you couldn't really see a lot anyway. I will come back here in the summer because I do like walking around here. And over the very back there, you can see the stump in Boston. Where is it? Yeah, just there. Oh, that's going to focus out. Yeah, just in the distance there. But that walkway, it goes all the way round, follows the wash all the way round to Skegness, which is up in that direction. It also goes in the other direction, around the other side of the wash, up to Hunstanton. It's a bit of a walk, but it's just been renamed King Charles III Walk, and there is some new signs up there, but obviously the wind noise was too much. But yeah, so do get some nice views. In the summer, it is really nice to walk up here in the evening. It's nice and cool, as long as it ain't a windy day. And you do get some nice views in the other direction of the South Lincolnshire bushland. So I'm just finishing off my cup of tea. Bruno's been having a little snooze on the chair, and then we'll head back to the homestead. Very windy though, very windy. Right, campers, we're currently heading back to the Meat Manifesto homestead. I was just doing a bit of browsing on the internet when I was parked up, and statistic of the day, not sure if it's true, don't quote me on this, but apparently 20% of the world's oil refineries are currently on fire. Yeah, and I've also read that the Australian Prime Minister is suggesting people stay home and save oil. Sounds familiar, that one, doesn't it? Stay home and save. Yeah, so you know what's coming next. It's coming. But anyway, on that note, on that bombshell, a little nugget of joy, I shall end this one here. That'll do it for today's little daily morsel of meat, your little protein hit, and just a very windy day in South Lincolnshire. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, if you could subscribe to the channel for our mission to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be greatly appreciative. But yeah, that's it for today, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay meaty. A bit of bonus footage. It looks like my neighbour's caravan's made a bit of an upgrade. The base of it is now on a trailer, so you got essentially a trailer on a trailer, and parts of the body are now on top of that. There's still some on the floor. They're not quite ready yet, but once they got that all on top, strap it down, it looked like they'll be off for some sweet adventures. It's quite the rig.